Until you learn how to let go of blame, you'll never overcome the victim mindset. It's very easy to blame people. Trust me, I know very well. It was actually something that I was doing for a long time. But until you let go of blaming other people and making it other people's fault, and even blaming yourself, then you can't actually sit and take responsibility and then start taking action. So what is important to understand is when you start blaming people for things that happen to you, you one, forego the opportunity, two, take responsibility and make changes. Second, you're not looking at reality properly. For example, the biggest one is blaming your parents for the way you turned out. And yes, it is their essentially responsibility to make sure you're an independent person, but that time has passed. And putting them at fault is not realistic because they only taught you the things that they were taught growing up. They treated you the same way they were treated growing up. And for some people, it's the opposite. Some people, their parents were treated poorly and they treated you good. But that's because they had awareness. So then it really all boils down to ignorance. Same thing with you. The reason why you don't live the life you have, the same reason you don't have the emotional state you want to have, relationship, whatever, including myself, including everybody, is because we lack ignorance. So then by taking responsibility and stop putting everybody else at fault, you can then say, okay, things just turned out this way. What am I going to do about it? How am I going to bridge the gap of ignorance where I am to where I want to be and then fill that gap? And then when you do this, you come from a very powerful place because, yes, it's true. You might not have the things. You might not have the abilities. You might not have what it is. But then there's something you can do about it. As opposed to blaming it is very egotistical because it's like saying, I don't want to be responsible. I want to offload the responsibility off to somebody else. I don't want to do the work. I don't want to put myself in uncomfortable positions. I don't want to be seen. I just want to blame. I want to feel right, and I want to feel victimized so I can have the moral high ground. And as a consequence, yeah, you might feel like you're winning, but at the end of the day, are you really winning? So then this leads us to forgiveness. It's learning how to forgive. And I think people make a massive mistake by trying to force forgiveness, but instead it's letting go of the things that you're holding on to by healing the unconscious mechanisms that's driving your resentment and your hate towards the person. So then an example of this would be like if you're mad at your parents or somebody's mad at their parents and they think, man, they effed me up, they screwed me over, they didn't teach me this, they didn't teach me that. You're going to hold on to that resentment because unconsciously you think they screwed you up, so something's wrong with you. But once you heal the unconscious mechanism that's driving that self-criticism and beating yourself up and shaming yourself, then you're no longer being ran by it. When you're no longer being ran by it, you can thus forgive your parents for what they did and actually see what had actually happened because you're no longer suffering from it. Because it's very hard to forgive someone while they're actively doing something and you have emotions, or maybe they're not even doing it, but you're doing it to yourself mentally, just replaying it over and over again. But once you let go of that, then it becomes easy to let go of the blame and then to move on and take full responsibility. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, leave a like and follow for more content like this.